Rebuilding your life after divorce does not have to wait. It doesn't have to wait until you have your signed separation agreement, until everything's finalized. And the thing is, your future is closer than you think. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the top 5 strategies that I have used, as have many of my clients used, to rebuild their lives after divorce. And stick around to the very end of this video because it's at the very end that I save the best, my favorite, most powerful strategy for rebuilding your life after divorce. So let's dive in. So a lot of people think that they have to get their divorce or legally binding separation agreement before they start rebuilding their life. And that doesn't have to be the case. Rebuilding your life after divorce can start right now, which is great news, isn't it? Now, when I went through my own separation, which is, as I record this, more than 4 years ago, what I realized is that I had already started building my life after divorce, even though I hadn't even yet separated. And maybe that's where you are too, and why you're watching this video. And that's why I want to share these 6 top strategies. Now, before we dive into that, I also wanted to say to you that it's really important that you also recognize that grief is to be expected. The thing is, when you fell in love or got married or started your marriage-like relationship, your spousal relationship, you did not expect to go through a separation or a divorce. Probably that wasn't the plan. I know when I got married, I really believed it was going to be for my lifetime. And even though I'm a divorce lawyer, I was super surprised and sad and went through huge grief when I realized my marriage was coming to an end. So remember, expect grief. Grief is part of it because the previous part of your life, you know what that looks like, but you really don't know and didn't plan for probably a different kind of future than you're going to have. So be kind with yourself and be patient. My name is Val Heminger, and I have been a divorce lawyer for more than 25 years, and I have represented literally thousands of people over the years. And these top 6 strategies are strategies that my clients have shared with me, but also strategies that I have used in my own life. So rebuilding your life, strategy number 1, might seem a little counterintuitive. However, it is boom chakalaka powerful. Now, let me tell you a bit of a story. So my husband and I, we separated 2 times. We separated the first time, and then we supposedly got back together, but we stayed together living in the same house and all that for a number of years after that. But really, we didn't really get back together in terms of a true heart connection. However, when we separated the first time, I was absolutely devastated. And when I say devastated, I literally felt that there was a hole in my heart. It felt like there was a big hole in my chest all of the time. Yeah, sure. He had an affair with my very close friend, ran off with her, said he was in love with her, all that kind of stuff. And it was excruciatingly painful. And sometimes I don't even know how I managed to survive through that entire period. It was so crushing. The pain was so severe, I almost felt at times that I wouldn't be able to survive it another minute. And so I was having an appointment with my therapist and explaining how sad I was and how it felt. And I said to him, I feel like the universe is asking me to be effing Gandhi here. But I said the effing word. And Gandhi, the peaceful resistor in India who brought India to her freedom. And meaning that he was peaceful at all costs. Or his peacefulness made him powerful. And my therapist said to me, Val, exactly. Start a forgiveness practice and see what happens. So that's exactly what I did. I had discovered the practice of Ho'oponopono, which is a ancient Hawaiian forgiveness practice. I had discovered it years before. And I started doing the Ho'oponopono practice all the time. So in the morning, at lunchtime, whenever I had a break, whenever I felt like my heart was going to implode or that it would be disappeared forever. And it's a forgiveness meditation. And what's counterintuitive about it is that you're not forgiving the other person for them crossing you or hurting you. You are actually asking them to forgive you. Hence the counterintuitive part. And what you do is you focus upon that person who has hurt you. And I would do this with my husband in mind, and I would do this with my formerly close friend in mind. And I would hold their image in my mind, and then I would do the Ho'oponopono practice, which is 4 phrases. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and thank you. The Ho'oponopono practice is said to have healed whole communities. And I do know that when I use that practice over and over and over again, I think it might have even saved my life. It's that powerful and made me a better person. Now let's talk about rebuilding your life after divorce, strategy number 2. Strategy number 2 is, of course, maybe you guessed it already, counseling. Now, or therapy, or whatever you want to call it. Now, I know when I've gone through tough times in my life, including my first separation and second, same person, and other tough stuff, I have leaned really heavily on my therapist, attended counseling. And counseling can really help people get through some pretty tough stuff. I know that many of my clients have counselors, particularly if they have experienced emotional, verbal, physical abuse of any sort in their relationship. Having a well-skilled counselor aware of the particular dynamics of an abusive or codependent relationship can really be of great assistance. Now, a word of warning about counseling, however. Sometimes what counselors do is they want to look back and take apart everything that went wrong, every painful moment, everything that hurt your heart, piece by piece. Now, when that happens, again, giving your counselor the context can be great so that they understand what you've been going through. However, if they focus too much on the past and don't give you skills and tools to allow your life to move forward so that you're future focused, then maybe they can end up having you get stuck. The point being that you don't always need to deconstruct absolutely everything and go over every painful moment in order to get better. In order to get better, you can be future focused. So make sure if you're hiring a counselor, look at their reviews, get recommendations, and make sure that they're future focused. Oh, hey, it's me. Interrupting a little bit because I want videos like this to reach more people. So if you are enjoying what you see, if you're finding it helpful, please hit the subscribe button, which is somewhere up there. And also tell me, what was the biggest takeaway you had with respect to this video? Leave it in the comments below and I will answer every comment, every question, because that's what I do. This brings me to the 3rd strategy for rebuilding your life after divorce. And for some people, they prefer this way over counseling. And what that is getting a very skilled life coach. Now, a common misunderstanding about life coaches is some people think it's like getting therapy with a person who isn't even a licensed therapeutic practitioner. Nothing can be farther from the case. In reality, life coaching is someone who's going to work with you, be your partner in helping you create the life that you want, the life that you deserve. Now, of course, a word of warning about life coaches, just like counselors, just like lawyers, just like any kind of professional you come across, you want to make sure that you check out their reviews, get a recommendation, see how well they are regarded in their profession. Because just like other professionals, all life coaches are not created the same as everyone else. Now, the 4th strategy, you may want to consider for rebuilding your life after divorce is pursuing a spiritual practice. Now, for some people, that might be Christianity, and for others, it might be a different religion. And actually, for me, pursuing a spiritual practice had nothing to do with Christianity or religion at all. However, it does have a lot to do with realizing I'm a spiritual being at Earth School having a human experience. So for me, what I did was I started studying A Course in Miracles, and I read and listened to a bunch of books by a guy named Gary Renard, who is a Course in Miracles teacher. As well, there's Marianne Williamson's books, again, A Course in Miracles teacher. The Course in Miracles whole program is all about the fact that we are going back to source, that every relationship we have that has caused us pain and suffering of any sort, it's just been an opportunity for us to grow, an opportunity to realize that we are all connected to each other and that we are all going back home to source when we're done our many lifetimes at Earth School. So whether that resonates for you or not, the thing is that for me, having that spiritual practice, and for many of my clients, that has been the healing thing that has really helped them rebuild their lives after divorce. Now, I'm super glad that you stuck around because this is tip number 6, my absolute favorite for rebuilding your life after divorce. Now, it's actually a manifestation practice. And it's a manifestation that I created by utilizing some skills and ideas from 2 different sources. Now, I'm not sure if you've heard of Esther Hicks or Abraham Hicks. Abraham Hicks, well, it's a big story, but they're this spiritual being that talked through somebody named Esther Hicks. And in one of Esther Hicks's books, it's called Ask and It Is Given, they introduced a process where you would ask for things. Now, you've heard of the law of attraction, correct? I'm sure you might have listened to or read the book or watched the movie called The Secret. Well, the thing about the law of attraction that a lot of people really get wrong and make a mistake about it is they ask for things and they want and they want and they want. But they don't actually go into the state. When they end up in that wanting state, what ends up happening is they get more wanting, more dissatisfaction in their lives. So what this book proposed is that what you do is you ask for things, but when you ask for them, don't ask, but actually experience, at least for 17 seconds, the thing that you want. Or the thing, the experience, the relationship, the outcome. You act as if it has already happened, and then you feel the joy and peace of that event or that relationship or that thing already happening. I also read a book called A Happy Pocket Full of Money by David Gicandi. And in that book, he talks about how when you want to ask for things, he says, don't just ask for one thing. Don't be conservative about what you want. Ask for outrageous things, big things. Don't list one thing you want or 2 things you want in your life. List 1,000 things that you want in your life. So what I did was I combined these 2 processes. So I have a list. And guess what I call it? I call it my happy pocket full of money list. And I write, anytime I think that I want something, I write it down. It's everything from transforming the family law industry to getting new Velcro for my shoes that needed a piece of Velcro, to getting bigger windows in my home, to having a second bathroom on the main floor of my house. The list goes on, and maybe I have about 200 or 300 things on it. And what I do as part of my practice is I have a timer app on my phone, and I will read one of the things on my manifestation list. And I kick back and I feel that feeling, how wonderful it is to experience the thing that I wish to manifest. And after 30 seconds, a little woodblock sound goes off, and then I read the next thing. And I do that 40 times. It takes about 20 minutes. And by then I've gone through 40 of the things I want to manifest in my life. And again, it's everything from relationships to shoes to going on a great holiday. And it is wild. I mean, wild how many things have come to fruition in my life as a result of that practice. So maybe a manifestation practice is what you want. I know for me, one of the things I wanted to manifest was having an honorable separation agreement with my husband. I wanted it to be honorable, and that's what I focused on, and that's what I experienced. And the day that we settled our case, the day that we came to a final agreement, and you know what? It was honorable. I happened to see my husband that day. He came up to me, gave me a hug, and he said, "Val, I just want to know one thing." And I said, "Sure." He said, "Please tell me our separation agreement is honorable." I tell you, you can't make this stuff up. This is Val. Much, much love. If you found this video helpful, and I hope you did, please give it a thumbs up. Because if you do that, then this video will be able to reach more people. And as well, if you want to stay in closer touch with me, please ring the little bell icon so that you can subscribe to this channel. This is Val. Much, much love.